What's up, everybody? It's Monday night, and I figured I would just take this time to go over DPW Holdings, a stock that I signaled it around here, but I signaled to catch a 2.70s entry, and it actually came right here. But why did I signal this trade? Why exactly, out of every gapping stock, did I choose to take this trade? I chose this trade because it was reacting to a catalyst. As day traders, we profit off of volatility. We profit off of volatile markets. And this volatile day came because of this catalyst. DPW shares leap on plan to put electronic vehicle chargers at fast food outlets. So this is all a part of the electronic vehicle craze. And then I came over here. Look at that. 14 million shares of free float. 14 million shares of float available to be traded for DPW. And look what happened. I noticed this massive green candle right here on Webull. This is a huge amount of buyers right here coming right off the bell. So as soon as I signaled to catch that 2.70s entry right over here, look what happened. It reacted to the news, jumped up all the way from 3.70 over $9. And look what happened. It followed one of the very few trends that I like to trade off of. I drew this as a support line. I draw this all the time, and I catch this at work. So you guys can catch this a lot easier because I'm at work catching these. It bounced off of the trend here once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, and a couple of times in between. But you can tell it just followed this all the way up. And I told you guys, when you see a stock that does this with the low float that's reacting to a good catalyst, you know to hold this. Going over my CHNR swing trade, I told you guys last week when this was in the 1.40s, high 1.40s, low 1.40s, I told you guys that this was going to get to the 1.50s, 1.60s this week, and look what happened. Ran all the way to 1.70 and 1.64, where it's sitting right now. Going over NCTY. This was another good trade. And I told you guys to hold this because it was reacting to a catalyst as well. It was reacting to good news. I signaled this at 2.34. I signaled this around here as a swing trade. We played the trend of a swing trade. We played the trend of gap ups to finding the top and the trend of gap downs to finding the bottom. We found where the top was going to be, and we found where the bottom was going to be. It's a swing trade. We find the tops and we find the bottoms. We hit it around 2.34. It dropped a little bit, only 2 cents after our entry. It only dropped. And sure enough, it followed the trend of going up. I signaled to hold this. I said this is a hold at 2.34. And look what happened. It gapped all the way to 4.69 for 100% profits. And look over here. That low float. That's where you find those big movers that are reacting to good catalysts. They move that fast because they have such a low float. Going over VXRT, made a nice move today and held that area. We got in at 3.60, held through all this time, and it landed at 7.13 for almost 100% profits. And like I said before, this was actually sold off because of the rivals' good news. Let me find it. You guys remember when everybody sold because of positive vaccine news from everybody else? Sold off in a 3.50, 3.60 areas where I signaled our entry. We bought this dip, we held, we kept holding, and as good news kept coming, good news brought this stock up all the way up to 7.13. IDEX. We'll just go over that trade real quick. That was also reacting to a catalyst, but there was so many stocks today reacting to good news that it didn't really make that much of a bounce. This was a quick move today. I signaled this in 2.35. Look, that massive green candle right here beginning the day. I signaled this right around here, and then we entered on that first green candle to make a new high, and it made this massive move from 2.35 up to 2.88. I signaled to take profits in the 2.80s. So this was another good trade. That's still another good trade. MARA, following the Bitcoin hype, 25% profits. KXIN at 4.20. Let's change this range. KXIN at 4.20. It was another stock that I chose to signal because guess what? It was reacting to good news. I signaled this at about 4.20. I signaled this right at the opening bell. Look at the same thing. That same trend. That same high volume of shares bought. We enter on green candles. We look for green candles when we trade. It had that 1.25 million low float. So essentially there was nothing but shares bought with that low 1.25 million float, and it made a massive move from 4.20 all the way to 7.46. And I signaled to keep holding this. I said don't sell this. If you're already in, keep going. And look what happened. Made another massive move all the way up towards $9. Made another massive move all the way up towards $10. It had that low float, good news, good volume. Another great trade. CHNR, we talked about that. DPW, IDEX. So that's about it, everybody. Oh yeah, and while we're here, I might as well go over my risk position SNDL. Here we go. I signaled this because it was just reacting to good news. It had a higher float, but it was going off a hype because this stock has been performing lately. So what happened is it reacted to that good news. I signaled it here at 0.30, and look what happened. I signaled it because I noticed. Look at that over here. Nothing but buyers. Signaled in 0.30, signaled out 0.40, and I'm currently holding this as well. Just like we are holding CHNR. Going over IGC, look at this. Another massive move. You guys remember when I signaled this at... Oh, we lost it. Sorry. Let's pan out a little bit. I signaled this entry at 1.15 and we held, and look what happened. It's performing right now. You can see that. It's today's date. I signaled it in 1.15. Look what it's sitting at. Another great trade. Thank you guys. I appreciate it so much. I appreciate everybody following my trades. I do this for you guys. I really try my best here, and that was an amazing day. Amazing, amazing day. Very good day, and we had other traders. Everybody else killed it today. Everybody else killed it.